Welcome students. In this class we will be learning the following concepts in intermediate Excel. Now foremost, the objective of this particular lesson is to teach you how to obtain the simple interest for a certain sum of money invested by the customer. Along the way we will be learning how to extract the first name, last name of the customer. We will also learn how to auto-generate date of birth. DOB stands for date of birth. We will also learn how to calculate the age. We will learn about absolute cell referencing. And mixed cell referencing. We will learn how exactly to use conditional formatting. That's an important aspect to format things. And how to use the if statement. This is a type of conditional check. There are two types of if statements. One is the normal if statement. The other one is called as the nested if statement. So in this class we will be using the if statement, and further down the road we will learn how to use the nested if. And also I will show you how to use the alternate form of autofill or flash fill. Right. So this will come in very much handy. So all of these things would be dealt in this class, and for that we would be using an illustration, as I mentioned to you, how to obtain the simple interest. So P stands for principal, N number of years, R is the rate of interest. So having mentioned this, let us head on to the Excel sheet. So clearly you can see I've got serial number, name. I will be extracting the first name, last name, and I will also show you how to concatenate. Now this is the name that is given by the bank to every customer, and this will be the date of birth. I will also show you, as I mentioned to you, how to auto generate the date of birth, and this is to calculate the age and the principal invested by the individual, right? And this is the interest for the first year, interest for the second year, interest for the third year, and the amount with the interest. And this is actually to check if the amount is taxable or not. So there will be a yardstick by which we will make the check, and then we will apply the tax. So after applying the tax, probably we will have to place in the grand total. So let us just head on. So first we have to generate the serial number. So for that, just go here, place 1, come out of it, then go back to the cell, and you can see this icon fill. Click on this and select series. After you have selected series, click on columns, make sure 1 is placed in this text box. Since I am dealing with 10 customers alone, place 10. Now why this comes in handy? There will be cases where you would be dealing with thousands of customers, and you cannot be just entering data and then pulling it down. So that is a little bit cumbersome. So to avoid that, we were using this type of series autofill. Okay, so series autofill just needs this information that I've just shown you here, and make sure this type is linear. So once you click on OK, instantly you will have the numbers displayed. So that's all about it. Now I'm going to extract the first name and the last name. So for that, just go to the name column. Now this is the raw data provided to you. So highlight on this, go to the data tab, click on it, and then check whether you got text to columns. Yes, you got this particular icon. Click on this icon, make sure delimited is selected, then click next, after which uncheck tab, check comma, and then click next. You got the column D there, so just take the D out and enter E, capital E, and you say finish. The moment you say finish, you can clearly see that the first name is extracted and the last name is also extracted. So that's a powerful tool. Now, to every customer, the bank would not be allocating names like this. The bank has a different naming pattern. That would be last name first, followed by the first name. That is how I'm going to implement that particular pattern here. So for that, just go to that column and then enter equal to followed by concatenate. Now this is the keyword we are looking for. Double click on it. So we are actually trying to concatenate the last name, place a comma, and open a double quote, place one space, close the double quote, place a comma followed by the first name, and then close the parenthesis. So this is the way we concatenate names. So once you give enter, you can clearly see the last name comes first and then followed by the first name, and then go up here and then pull it down, and clearly you will get all of your customers' name in this fashion. Okay, so let us move on to the next one. Now in this case, I'm going to show you how to actually auto-generate date of birth. Now this comes in handy for practicing data operations, right? So foremost, what we need to do is place an equal to sign and then click run between. So double click on run between and then open date, enter date, open the parenthesis and enter the date that you are starting with. I would like to have customers born from 1990 or say 1980. 1980, 1st of January, the first day, close it, and then you place a comma, then enter date again, to 2000, right, 2000, comma, the 1st of January, right, so that is the date I'm giving. So then you place a parenthesis. So this is the pattern in which you will have to enter. Now if you click enter, you will get a number there, but don't worry about it. Just click on this number and go to the home tab and then click on this particular small arrow over here. Once you do that, you'll get the formatting. Select the date format. So this is the format I wish the date to appear, and then you click OK. So immediately the date would be displayed there. Just go there and pull it down. So you got people, as I mentioned to you, this is randomly generated, and you got people born in 1993, 1998, 1985, and so on and so forth. Okay, and now next comes how to calculate the age. So for this, just go to this age column, place an equal to, enter dated if, open the parenthesis, click on the age that you're the customer that you are willing you would like the age to be calculated. Then click on that particular date of birth and then place a comma, then enter the today function, place a comma, open a double quote, place capital Y, close the double quote, close the parenthesis, and this will instantly give you the age. So that's the age, and then you pull it down. So you have the age of all the customers. Now you will have to generate the principal. As I mentioned to you, it's auto generated. I would like to generate it randomly, so place an equal to and then you click run between. Now I would like to have the investment anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000. Okay, that's the investment. So click enter. So you got all the amount here. Now I would like to have a denomination placed. So that go to currency, and then you can choose, probably you can simply choose the dollar there. Now you go and drag it, you get the currency there. Now next, I'm going to show you how exactly to use mixed referencing, right? So for the first year interest, the number of years is, we are calculating simple interest. So the formula, as I mentioned to you, is going to be PNR divided by 100. Now the number of years for the first year is going to be n is equal to 1. For the second year, it's going to be 2. For the third year, it's going to be 3. Right? So that is the idea we will be implementing. Now, to calculate for the first year, we need to take the amount, multiply it by 1, and then multiply it with the first year interest. So this is the first year interest, this is the second year interest, and this is the third year interest. Right? So for the first row you see here, the principal which is actually featured here would be taking in 8% as the interest here, and then 8.31% followed by 8.45%. So that would be the interest. So let me just show you how it's done. So go to the column, place an equal to, open the parenthesis. So the amount in consideration is featured on G, is featured under J. So start off with a dollar, place J, and the column is, or I should say the row is 5, so enter 5 there. Now that has to be multiplied. I'm taking in the rate of interest first, so it would be multiplied with B2. So place B there, capital B, and a dollar followed by 2. This is how we do the mixed referencing. Of course, this is multiplied with n is equal to 1, right? That's the interest, and then you close the parenthesis, and then we will have to divide by 100, right? So if I were to click enter, I would get the interest for $67,465. So let's see the interest. So the interest is $3,101 plus 84 cents. So that is fair enough. So if you make this investment, you get this interest for the first year. Now I'm not going to pull it down. I'm going to calculate for the second year. So for the second year, you click on this, and then you have to repeat the same process. So place an equal to sign, open the parenthesis, place a dollar. The principal under consideration is J. It's featured in row 5, and that is multiplied with, now C it is, okay, C, dollar, and then the row is 2, and this time the interest is, the number of years is 2, right? So you got to place that 2, and that's fine. So we need to divide it by 100. So I click on it, how much I'm getting, 5451. So I will teach you how to specify the specifications. Let me just finish off with the third year interest. So place an equal to, open the parenthesis, start with dollar, and then the column is J, the number is 5 times the column we are looking for is D, and then place a dollar, and then followed by 2, right, times 3 years, right, and then this has to be divided by 100. That's fine. So I'm going to click enter. I got that. So now with regard to the specification, go click on this, and then go click on the number and choose number and decimal place 2. That's fine. So you will get it. So let me go and check for the decimal. Number 2, that's fine. And similarly over here, number 2 decimal places, and fine. So and we will also have to look into the currency. So since we're using any dollar, just go and click on this and you will get the dollar displayed. Okay, so whenever you get this channel, it means the space is limited, so you can go and stretch it. I somehow feel that this dollar is taking more spaces. So let me go over here and use this formatting currency. Let me check. Okay, this looks fine. So currency. Okay, so now we are all set to go. So just go and pull it down. So each of these elements would be carefully, I will show you. We'll be using the formula which I have given. So let me just go and click on this formula. So this is the formula that is used, right? And if I were to click on this last element over here, that is the formula which should be used. See, in this case we have a J5. In this case we got J14. You see that? J14 with D2, right? That's fine. And number of years is for 3 years. So this is the total interest. For the first year you don't take the amount, you get this. For the second year you don't take the amount, you get this. For the third year, this is the amount you get. So that is all about mixed referencing. So now we will have to calculate the amount. So the amount is calculated based on the total interest, right? So you will have to sum up all these values. So this is equal to sum of, if I were to take the sum, I will have to add up all these entries. So it's going to start with SUM. Now I need to take the principal and drag it all the way to the 3 years that the amount has stayed. So that is the amount we would be getting. So now you go and you drag it down, right? So you get the, if you invest 72,000, after 3 years you're getting this much amount. That's a good investment. So having got that, let us move on to check if the amount is taxable or not. Now I'm going to place a condition. Now this is the tax that would be levied. So for that, what I wish to do is, if the amount is above 95,000, right, you apply the tax. So for that we need to judge if the amount is above 95,000. So just place equal to and start with if and click on this amount. So if this is greater than 95,000, so 95000, then you say tax. Okay, if not, you say no tax. So this is the comment that would be displayed. Okay, so this is above 95,000, so you have a tax. So I pull this down. So let's see. So only two amounts are taxed. So all other amounts are lesser in value, right? So this is the comments that we got, and we have achieved it by using the if statement. So now I'm going to use this referencing. In other words, this is actually called as absolute referencing. So if it is taxed, then I apply this. If the amount is not taxed, then you just display the amount. That's the idea. So just go there and start with if. So if this is equal to tax, capital T, T-A-X. If this is equal to tax, then you place a comma. Then what you got to do, from this amount you minus this amount times 0.02, right? If it is not, you place this amount as it is. That's the way we write the if statement. Okay, so click enter. Clearly you can see the amount is not taxed, right? Because the amount, it says no tax, so the exact amount comes over here. Now go back to the number, use the number formatting, specification is 2, that's fine. Again you go and choose the currency is dollar, and then fine. Okay, so now you can pull it down. So now you can clearly see whenever you get the tax, the tax would be applied. You see that? This is 112. On applying tax, you get this back. So this is how we prepare the bank details for a set of customers. So we have covered all of this which I have just mentioned. Now what I would like to do is I would like to give a table. So just highlight this and go over here and click on all borders, and you get a beautiful table. So thank you students, that is the end of this particular class.